po sa atin ang namumulitika? Parliamentary inquiry, Your Honor. Does the IRP supersede the Republic Act of the Philippines and the Philippine Constitution? Yes or no? Your Honor,
Bawal
recess na
pumalakpak.
naman.
Our topic for today is a quarrel in Manila City Council. There are a lot of comments and a lot of sentiments saying that what happened is really very embarrassing. Now, may I ask you, Solo, if you're the Vice Mayor of Manila, how would you have handled this situation?
Well, Dad, from the situation that we saw that's trending right now, that's becoming viral because the current Vice Mayor of Manila actually shut down this SK chairperson.
Your Honor,
Bawal
recess na
pumalakpak.
naman.
Was complaining that who had many complaints and who had many gripes about a certain issue that she was displaced from her position because of favoritism, because of taking sides in politics.
Your Honor, ito pong tinanggal niyong committee sa akin ay applicable din po sa mga SK chairman ng buong lungsod ng Maynila.
And the issue that happened, why the current Vice Mayor is being criticized, is because he kept calling for recesses just to make sure that her complaints would not get heard.
Mahiya po kayo and you personally attacked me.
Now, if it was me, and if I was the Vice Mayor at the time, syempre, I think it would be very important. You have to listen. It's very important to listen first to the complaints of the person to find out how you can correct the mistakes. Because if you're going to call a recess or you're constantly going to try and ignore the complaints of a person, that means you're not looking for any solution. You're not trying to fix the problem. So first you have to listen to what the problem is. Now, when you find out the problem, what I would do is, if it's a technical or legal problem, obviously, I would refer this to the technical or legal teams, but I would still want to be there to make sure that the problem is being resolved because we have to be very professional and there is a system for it. But the most important part is you cannot shut down a person who already has a complaint because if you shut it down, the problem will never get solved, and that is very unprofessional. So I think that's what Manila City needs. And when it comes to the claims of this SK chairperson who claims that she was displaced from her position because she was taking sides or because of favoritism or some other political issue, I think it's very important that when it comes to politics, no matter what side someone is taking, if they're doing their job for the city and they're serving the city, then we should make sure that they're still doing their job. We can't just fire them or replace them simply because we don't like what their stand is or because it becomes personal. That is also a very unprofessional move.
Okay, lessons to learn from these issues. Number one is that let's always respect another person. Whether she or he or be a woman or a man, mutual respect is always very important. Number two, let's always allow other people to bring out their sentiments so that we would know how to address it. Because if we try to shut down people from expressing their sentiments, then how would we be able to correct the issues? Issue number three, if we are not knowledgeable of the issues, we can always be humble to state that we can always refer it to the proper people who can possibly answer the queries or the questions that another person has over the issue. There's nothing wrong to be humble, to accept the fact that you don't know how to answer an issue because we are all not knowing, because only God is all-knowing. We are all limited in our knowledge of facts and issues. So we can always refer it and we can always defer it to the proper people who can help us resolve the issues. And lastly, the most important thing, a woman is always a woman. They are always to be respected, whether they be younger than us or older than us. We have to respect them and give them the opportunity because that is what being a gentleman is all about.
Future politicians of Manila can move forward and do better than this.
Because leadership is not about us. Leadership is about serving the needs and the welfare of the people in the community.